Across Pakistan, entire communities found themselves underwater. Unrelenting floodwaters displaced families, washed out roads, and triggered a desperate nationwide state of emergency. The Pakistani government and local media characterized the rising waters as a calculated act of war by India, claiming the disaster was human-made rather than a result of the monsoon. The accusation was specific. Pakistan alleged that India had intentionally thrown open the spillways of a major upstream dam, sending a catastrophic unannounced surge of water across the border to drown its neighbor. In the realm of international relations, this is known as the weaponization of water. It is a violation of global treaties and a tactic usually reserved for the most vicious of military conflicts. This raises the central question: did India actually engage in state-sponsored hydroterrorism, or is this narrative a manufactured geopolitical fabrication? Whatever the truth, what started as a regional natural disaster has mutated into a high-stakes diplomatic standoff that threatens to destabilize the entire subcontinent. This map shows the Indus Waters Treaty's physical reality, breaking down rights to three crucial western rivers, the Indus, Jhelum, and Chenab. India's primary focus is the Chenab. Strategically accessible, India has built a high concentration of hydroelectric projects along its route. Sitting right in the center of Pakistan's crosshairs is one specific Indian engineering, the Salal Dam. This structure holds back the full weight of the Chenab. It is engineered to manage high-pressure water releases, giving the operators upstream direct control over the volume of the river flowing into the plains. Pakistan's anxiety is geographically grounded. If a reservoir this size were drained without warning, the downstream surge would overwhelm valleys below. Sitting squarely in that potential flood path is Lahore, a major population center and a primary cultural capital of Pakistan. Because India holds the high ground, they possess the physical capability to unleash a man-made deluge. That geographical reality is what makes Pakistan's accusations appear plausible on the surface. India's Ministry of External Affairs responded with a formal rejection of the claims, labeling them as baseless and disconnected from reality. India pointed directly at the sky. They stated that the sudden swelling of the Chenab River was the direct result of intense, localized monsoon rainfall hammering the catchment areas. A diplomatic denial is one thing, but India followed it up with a piece of numerical evidence that brought the debate to a halt. They didn't cite Indian weather stations. Instead, they pulled the records from Pakistan's own flood forecasting division, headquartered right there in Lahore. This timeline lays out the sequence of events. Weeks before the Pakistani government blamed India, their own scientific agency had issued a formal advisory on July 2nd, warning of high flood levels in the Chenab due to incoming rain. The meteorologists in Pakistan were already tracking the incoming monsoon and preparing for the runoff. Their own instruments were already watching the storm that caused the rise in river levels. By pointing to the other side's weather data, India dismantled the hydroterrorism narrative. The numbers recorded by Pakistan's own scientists did not support the government's claims of a surprise attack. If the scientists in Lahore knew it was rain, it raises the question of why the government explicitly blamed India. The blame serves a specific diplomatic purpose, establishing a narrative of victimhood regarding water rights to gain international leverage. By framing a natural disaster as an aggressive military act, Pakistan seeks to trigger international outrage and provoke Western intervention against India's dam construction projects. They took this narrative straight to the highest levels of the Canadian government, hoping to find an ally who would amplify their claims on the world stage. But the pitch failed. Canada's Foreign Minister, Anita Anand, firmly rebuffed the Pakistani delegation, refusing to endorse their reading of the Indus Waters Treaty or the accusations of foul play. And Canada isn't alone. From the UK to the United States, major diplomatic players have reviewed the data and are declining to back the manufactured narrative. To seal the issue, India made one final public move. They announced that despite the hostile accusations, they would continue to share critical high flood data with Pakistan on humanitarian grounds. While the idea of a nation weaponizing its rivers remains a serious concern, this specific standoff didn't end in conflict. It was diffused by transparent data and a refusal to abandon the diplomatic high ground.
If you value clarity over chaos, explore more on Clear Lens X.